Hey besties, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lara Savage. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Joining as a membership helps the channel a lot. In this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this twist front maxi dress. So the top is twisted and it's a maxi dress. Basically, I'm going to show you guys how to achieve it. So guys, I wore this dress to the recent YouTube Black event. I enjoyed myself at that event. I love this dress. Like, this dress was the perfect dress for that day, and I am so happy I wore it. I had it. So guys, let's just get into it. So guys, here I have my hip divided by 4 plus 1 inch in 4 parts. So this is folded into 4. Can you guys see? This is folded. Now this is like an extra fabric because I'm going to cut it. Once I cut it, I don't want to waste any fabric. So once I cut it, it will be an extra fabric basically. So this is hip divided by 4 plus 1 inch. That's what you guys should measure on your fabric. Now on this part, I have 2 double folds. So this will be the center front and center back. We're not putting any zipper or anything. This dress is going to be worn directly, like straight. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure my neckline, and I'm going to be using 4 inches by 3 inches. So I'm going to go here 4 inches. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create that neckline curve. And I pray, I believe in the better days. I'm kinda stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do I work hard or live in my... Now for the shoulder measurement, I'm going to measure my shoulder to shoulder divided by 2. And I'm going to mark it right here. With no shame. Wait, no, it's sleeping in on Sundays. I guess it's different for each. Then what I'm going to do next, I'm going to go down here by 1 inch from that shoulder to shoulder measurement, which will be my shoulder slope. So you're going to connect this point right here to here. Do what you love when it's said and done, cause there's so many differences in each of us. Trust your gut, it can show you what you want. Living life, every day, late at night, not okay, all I want. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from this slope right here down to 8 inches. 8 inches is going to be my armhole depth. I believe in the better day, living life, every day, late at night, not okay, all I want, and I pray, all I need. Now that I've done that, I'm going to rule a line from here to the 8 inches. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. So guys, now that we have this, on this 8 inches line, we're going to measure our bust measurement divided by 4. Now, because this fabric is stretchy, I'm not going to add seam allowances to it. So I'm just going to measure my bust divided by 4, mark it right there. And then I'm going to now connect this to the armhole. Now the front and the back are the same. We're not doing any different armhole or anything. I'm doing it the same, except that design we have at the top of the front part. So I'm going to create my curve, my armhole curve. And then I'm now going to measure from my shoulder down to 16 inches, which is my waist length. So from here down to 16 inches, I'm going to measure it to form my waist length. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. Now that I've gotten my waist, on the waist, I'm now going to measure my waist circumference divided by 4. So guys, this is what it looks like right here. Now, because I initially measured my hip circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch, all I'm going to do now is measure from the waist measurement to my hip depth, which is 7 inches. And now that we've established the 7 inches, it's time to join our measurements. Now, because this is our hip divided by 4 plus 1 inch, I'm not going to measure any hip divided by 4 right here. I'm just going to use this exact width measurement and cut it straight down to the end. So do you guys get? From here, we're cutting it straight down to the end, but from here, we are creating a curve, our hip curve basically, then our bust curve from the waist to the bust, and that's all. Now, because this fabric is really stretchy and is not sturdy, I have to like use my free hand to like make all these measurements. If you start using a curved ruler or anything, it's not really gonna work. So I have to use my own free hand to create that measurement. So guys, that's all I have to do for this particular measurement right here. For the front, we're still going to work on that design part basically. So what I'm going to do right now is cut out this piece right here. But before we cut it out, let's work on our scoop neckline for the front. So you know we're putting that design and we still need to have room for that space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down from the top to 7 inches. Mark it right there. And then I'm going to connect this 7 inches to this shoulder part right here. So with this, once we have our design in front right here, it's going to twist and we're going to have a space right here where we're going to have our like chest opening. So that's what I'm doing this particular part for. So this will be the back neckline and this will be the front neckline. That is the only difference in this pattern basically. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut it out. So guys, now that I've cut it to that extent, I want to just show you guys how to cut this part. So first off, we're going to cut our shoulder slope. And then I'm just going to cut out this back neckline. And for this particular neckline, you are going to separate it and cut it on only one of the pieces. So here's what I'm talking about. So this is our back neckline like this. I'm just going to bring it out, separate the two, like remove it. Now you're going to have only one fold basically. So I'm just going to cut it out. This would be our front. Now after I've done this, I'm going to go ahead to cut out everything. And then I'm going to show you guys how to achieve that design at the top because we need to create that before we can start joining anything. Now guys, I've cut it out and can you see the shape that I was talking about? So this is the armhole to the waistline, then curved down to the hip line. So this is what your shape should look like. Now I'm going to take my remaining fabric and I'm going to work on that top part. So now what we're going to do is we're going to measure our shoulder to shoulder measurement divided by 2, and then it's going to be by 8.5 inches. So this is what I'm going to do right here. And then I'm going to mark out 8.5 inches. Now at this 8.5 point, I'm going to fold my fabric at that point so that I can have a fold. And with that guys, we have our front pattern basically. So I'm going to cut it out at this point. You know, we had our shoulder measurement right here. And then by 8.5 inches rather, I'm going to cut it out so that I have a rectangle basically.
Find a way to change, I had to leave to find my way. Caught up in a daydream, I beat my mind up there almost daily. It's how I pass time, no opinions safely. It's how I understand what I want in this place, see.
So now guys, this is my measurement. This is what I'm using. And I'm going to take my front pattern. And this is basically how it's going to be. So once you've twisted it, it's going to be on top of it just like this. So now before we can even achieve that, we're going to sew it right sides facing each other. And we're going to sew it all around, but we're going to leave a small space that we're going to turn it inside out from. So sew it all around, but leave a small space to turn it inside out from. Now while I'm doing this, I'm going to finish off my neckline with a bias tape. So you're going to finish your neckline with a bias tape. So whatever method you always use with your bias tape, that's what you're going to do on this particular neckline. So the two necklines, finish it, because we need it to be finished to be able to like join this once we're done. So finish your neckline on the two pieces, and then we're going to continue what we're doing, like the process basically. So guys, I have sewn it. I've sewn, can you see the neckline that I sewed? I've sewn it already. This is how it looks. This is the back piece, and this is my front piece. So now I'm going to arrange my front piece like this. So the front piece of my dress, I'll arrange it like this. Then I'm going to put this on it just like this. So align it the way you want it to be. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to now twist it just like this. So it creates a bow-like situation right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to now pin it down right here. So pin it down along the armhole, pin it down along the shoulder seam. Do the same for this side. And then our front is going to be basically ready. Now, once you've done that, you are now going to take your other piece, so the back piece, and you're going to place it right sides facing each other, and you're going to sew it along the shoulder seam.
Back once you felt that. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth. Just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth. Just focus on yourself first.
So sew it along the shoulder seam and then along the sides. So the shoulder seam and the sides. So the sides down to the hem. You're going to sew the two sides and then sew the shoulders. So like I said, pull this and pin them together, sew it down, then place this and sew it on the shoulders and on the side. So I'll show you guys what it looks like afterwards. Guys, this is what my dress is looking like. Trust me, I wore it and it looked amazing. So guys, this is what it looks like. Now if you don't want a sleeve, you can easily just finish your armhole with a bias tape, or you know, whatever method works for you to finish your armhole. But I want a sleeve and I have cut it out right here. I have a video on how to like cut a basic sleeve, long sleeve and short sleeve. I have it on my channel. I'm going to link it in the description box so you guys can go check it out. I showed a detailed way of creating this shape on your sleeve, and it's so easy and beginner friendly. So I'm going to sew my sleeve and then join it to my dress. Guys, and I can't wait for this dress to finally start looking up. I have so many plans for it. So guys, I'm going to work on this sleeve and the dress is basically done. It's basically done. Look at the sides. I've done it already, and yeah. So I'm going to just finish up and come back and show you guys what it looks like. So guys, when I did my when I sewed my sleeve, I tried it on and it was so tight, like it didn't go past my elbow. So can you guys see? It didn't go past like this side, so I had to discard it and do like a ruffle sleeves. So all you need to do is just gather your ruffles and then sew it to your dress. Basically, it's not hard at all. So just gather your ruffles. So you're going to basically have a long piece of ruffle like this, a long piece of tulle fabric, and then you're going to use your needle and threads to ruche it so that it can be gathered. So once you've gathered it, you're going to gather it to the measurement of your armhole. So round your armhole, that's what you're going to have. Then you're now going to sew whatever that is to your dress. So can you guys see? So that's what I did. I gathered it and then sewed it to my dress. I don't know if you guys can see the gathers I made. So there are gathers there. Then I sewed them to the dress, the armhole basically. I already figured it might not be enough, but I just wanted to try and see if, because the fabric is very stretchy, I could, fit myself into it. But it said no, and I had to use this tool. It turned out amazing. It even gave me the exact amount of drama I actually needed for this dress, because I was already thinking, how do I make this dress not look so plain? But this particular design made it extremely amazing. So this is it. Doesn't look plain. It's amazing. And guys, that's all I have for this video. This is what it looks like. This is the final result. I love how it's turned out. I love the sleeves. I love how the sleeves turned out. I love every single bit of this particular dress. Guys, if you try it out, please don't forget to tag me on Instagram at Lara Savage Creations. I'll be ready to showcase your work with all my growing followers, and even here on YouTube. Guys, joining as a member, subscribe to the channel, watch other videos, check out my playlists. And yes, that's it guys. Until my next video, do have yourself a wonderful morning, noon or night, wherever you are. It's still your favorite content creator and fashion entrepreneur, Lara Savage, signing out.